Podcast starts at 19 seconds.
Welcome to a new episode of Fit the Description, a Black Men's podcast where various Black men come together to talk about life, society, entertainment, culture, news, and whatever else we want to talk about from various Black men's perspectives. I'm your host, G, and today we got Keith.
What's up?
And we got Keys going by Shibidi because the names are too close.
Yeah, sure.
As usual, make sure on your way in to like, subscribe, check out the links. Make sure to check out our Clips channel, Fit the Description Podcast over there on YouTube. And beyond that, we're just going to go ahead and get started.
Right. It's literally for some, like, I'm sorry. If I had a choice to do this, we just went and bought, like, for her birthday, like, I just got her a $600 MetaQuest 3. It's like, what else? Who am I helping? Like, that don't make no sense. Like, I'm not giving.
What the heck? Why was the Quest $600?
Because it's a VR. That's the price. If I had the money to do it,
the Quest 3 is $600.
You said what?
The Quest 3 is $600.
It's like $540, it's like $550, $540 with tax. Yeah.
Shoot, the Quest 2 was $300 at launch. That's crazy.
Yeah. But have you seen the Quest 2 graphics versus the 3? So I mean, I put it to you like this. I get what you're saying about helping.
It's all right. I mean, it's not that big of a difference so far.
I get, like I said, I get what you're saying about helping people, but I guess I hate to say it. Yes, I don't go to church. I'm not gonna get started on the church. Like, everybody's church is different, right? But you know how I feel about church is different. But I will say yes, I might be a little bit bitter because helping people in this day and age, especially those types of people. And some regular people, like, I don't have a lot of friends out here. I don't fuck with a lot of people because I've been screwed over so much. And that can be anybody. That can be anybody. That's not me justifying why I don't help people. Why I don't help people is because I'm 35 years old and I've learned that I want to enjoy my life like a rich person without being rich. Rich people get free all day long. How some go broke makes no sense to me. So I'm making enough money for my family of 4 to live great. And that's what I'm going to spend my time doing. That's why I'm selfish. That's why I don't give a fuck about the next person who literally is sleeping on the street, because I bust my ass for 5 days a week. I don't work overtime. I don't believe in it. I don't do extra shifts. I don't believe in it. I do my 8 hours and I come home and I enjoy everything that I buy, all the food that I buy, all this, I enjoy my life. I'm not spending my whole time working, because now that's something I do disagree. I'm not working 10, 12 hours a day. I love my kids. I love my family. I love knowing my kids. I love knowing my family. I love spending time with my kids.
There's some people who even if there's some people in some situations where they do have to work like that. Like, they have to.
No, and I get that. And it's like, I agree with that, but I put myself in a position, and we put ourselves in a position where we don't. Like, and yes, in today's world, it forces you to have to make a choice. Either, that's where, like, Section 8 comes into play. That's where government assistance comes into play. It's like, yeah, you can be at home, but you can only make X amount of dollars. That's going to get you so far, and it's still not going to get you exactly what you want. But yeah, you can have this big, nice house for $300 a month, but you can only make $600 every 2 weeks. In this day and age, how the fuck is $600 going to help anybody at the end of the day? And you can get $800 in food stamps, but Now 28 hours a week needs to be 24 hours a week. Oh, wait, we'll give you energy assistance, but now 24 hours a week has to become 19 hours a week. Like I said,
Right.
that doesn't make any sense. I've worked for every form. I've worked for the social work.
I hear you. I hear you, and I understand where you're coming from. I even understand where James coming from. I just feel it's heartless. That's all. I mean, I perfectly, it's perfectly clear and understandable. Everything that is said. I just me, the way my heart operate. I just feel like it could be heartless, and it's not, I mean, I'm not the one on the street. I'm not the one that's not working his ass off to try to feed his family and stuff like that. By all means. But I'm just saying at the same time, I'm just really not heartless. It's really difficult for me not to not to care, And I see
Okay, hold on,
shit.
hold on, hold on. Let me ask you a question. Since you want to talk about Heartless, let's just try this. You have 2 kids, right? You have 2 kids, 3 kids. I'm talking to you, Shividi. I mean,
I have 3 kids.
Okay, 3 kids. Okay, so let's say you have a hard time. You only have enough food. You have your 3 kids in your house, and you have 3 kids outside. You only have enough to feed one set of kids. Are you going to feed your kids? Or are you going to feed the kids outside? You could. Let me add this caveat too. You could feed both, but if you feed both, they all die.
What? Wait, what?
That made no sense, bro.
Yeah.
You only have enough.
Well,
You
I
only
can
have
tell the beginning, but that last part didn't make any sense.
You only have enough food for 3 kids. Your kids or the kids outside. You can't feed both because if you feed both, there won't be enough.
I already answered this question. I already answered that question.
What was your answer then?
When I answered the question, when I said if I get paid or whatever, you remember I said you take care of self first, then you can help somebody else. You can't.
But that's not heartless.
It's not heartless.
So you're telling me leaving 3 kids to die is not heartless?
It's not leaving 3 kids to. It's not leaving 3 kids to die. You have to help self before you can help the next person. If you're I'm saying when you're taking away what I said in the beginning, which is when you're in the position to be able to help. We're talking about someone in a position that's able to.
You are in a position to help. You just have to choose who you're going to help.
You're not in a position to.
You are in a position to help. The thing is that you have to choose. You're going to have to help.
Pause. If it goes back to that plain scenario I said, I cannot kill myself to help the next person.
Yes, you can.
Yes,
you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can absolutely take yourself out to help somebody else.
Actually, I will say this. It's just like the age-old question. If you were on a rooftop and a guy held basically you and your kids hostage and said either I shoot you or your kids, who do you pick? Who do you pick?
Okay.
No.
You pick who? Hold on.
No, but go ahead.
I couldn't hear anything.
You pick who? I said that if you're on a rooftop and a man is held basically you and your kids hostage, and this person said either basically I shoot you or I shoot the kids, who do you pick?
I have no choice but to use myself.
Okay. So he shoots you, leaves you there, and leaves the kids there. Then what?
Depending on the age of the kids.
Exactly. Either way, it's a heartless choice. Either way, you're heartless because you just chose to kill yourself, and this person just left your kids on this roof with a dead you.
Either way, it's not. It couldn't be hard. It's not hard. It's never heartless to sacrifice yourself for someone. That's never.
Okay, but yes, it is, because if your kids are stuck on a roof to die, to me that's a heart. Either way, you didn't plan okay. So what did you say?
It can never sacrificing yourself for others is the ultimate sacrifice and can never be.
Okay, but listen to me. How is that a sacrifice if your kids might potentially die on this roof?
It's not hard. It's not heartless because you gave them a potential chance.
I mean, if like I said, I guess.
You gave them
I mean,
chance.
if you're being an optimist, I guess.
They might.
I guess
they might not make it, but you still gave them a chance. You sacrifice yourself and give them a chance to try. So it's no way that could be heartless because you did what you can do within your power. What best you could do within your power at best you could do within your power is to give them a dying chance. And now if they don't make it, they don't make it. But you die with respect because you tried to give them a dying chance. Now, if the other way around, if you would have said that would look more selfish because you didn't give them a chance, right? But you're still there. It's like
I can't say that. Like I said, depending on the situation.
A captain, right? A captain, he has to stay on his ship until everybody's off that ship. That captain has to stay on that ship. If that ship goes down and that captain will be committing treason, he'll have to go to jail.
But that's literally what you just said.
What?
That's kind of what you just said.
No, I said if he's the same. What I'm saying is he's sacrificing himself. He cannot leave that ship, and he cannot leave that ship until everybody he's taking care of. You just said
you will make the sacrifice and let yourself go and leave your kids alone on the roof.
Right.
You are technically the captain of your ship. You jumped off the ship.
You just proving my point.
Exactly my point.
Gee, you just proving my point.
You chose to take that way out. You did the complete opposite of what the captain did. You didn't choose because how I look at it as, hate to be a dick and say it like this, you can always make more kids. Hate to be a dick and say it like this, but you leaving your kid, like it's a high chance that these kids die. It's a better chance that you live through them, and have more kids. Is that not a logical fact at the end of the day?
Nah, not from a biblical standpoint, no.
Okay, well, I'm not going off of biblical. I'm going about in the moment reality.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck about biblical. It's like if we're talking about biblical, then you missed me with that.
Yeah, even like I said, even it's heartless. It's if the children is a dying chance. It's kind of like man, I can't remember that name of that movie, but it was a movie when he had to throw his child to the next rooftop, and that it was like
I know a movie. I know a movie.
Yeah, it's like the child could get hurt, but the child could still die. He could not make it if he didn't make it across to the roof or whatever. They still probably could have died. But at the end of the day, he threw them first to make sure they could get away. And that's the kind of the same.
Well, no. If you remember that movie, and the wife jumped first, and so potentially there was somebody over there.
Right.
But if let's just say it wasn't just him throwing his kids to just be like, okay.
But I'm going off of your scenario. There's no wife and there. It's just me and the kids. So what I'm saying, I'm just using it more, like I said, more as a I'm not using the whole. I'm just saying, theoretically speaking, they could, if you throw them on the next roof. Let's just say there's no mother, like the scenario said, where it's just the option with the kids and the guy or whatever, that it's like they might die anyway. They don't have the means, the skills.
They were in the middle of a fucking war zone. They were going to die.
Right.
Because first and foremost, those kids were made. Like he couldn't even throw a damn daughter across because she kept holding on. And so logically, if there was no mom over there, those kids would have died regardless of that.
Right. But that exactly, but that's my whole point is it's that sacrifice of giving them a chance. They might die, they might make it, but like before when I was like, can you make $1 million tomorrow? I was like, we don't. It's possible, right? Anything's possible. So it's like, okay, well, it's me or them. Well, unfortunately, I'm older and I've lived my life to the far as I could live it in this situation. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and take the bullet to give my children a dying chance. Now they might die still, but when they die and when we reunite in the afterlife, I won't have any hard feelings, and I'm pretty sure they won't either, because they'll know that I did my best to give them a chance, and I'll know that I did my best to give them a chance.
Well, like I said before, if you're going based off of that logic, like I said, I got nothing for you, brother. So it is what it is. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth with a religious type person. I've been doing that my whole life. I'm not about to. If that's how you feel about that, I'm more of a logical person. So that's not. Yeah, like I said, I have no argument for that. If that's how you feel, if that's what gives you comfort at the end, then so be it. But that's not how I think. I think in the moment choices. Like I said, that's just crazy. But yeah, I'm sorry. Y'all can go back and talk about what y'all talking about.
Yeah.
Not rich and business and all that.
It's the ultimate sacrifice, man.
I'm just saying.
No. That to me has nothing to do with the ultimate sacrifice. It's literally the ultimate excuse for everything. It can literally bypass everything. How does a bear eat fish? Oh, because God put the fish in there and it helps the bear survive and hibernate. Whoa. How does a man, a little girl? Oh, because God put them on this path and God is going to be there at the end to judge him. And okay, but this little girl is getting psychologically. It doesn't matter because when he dies, God will judge him and persecute his soul. That noise at the end of the day. Hate to say it, that's how I feel. And you can't tell me otherwise. So God only comes in when it's convenient for him. That's all I hear. Like God is like, oh, okay, let me hop above my throne now. And it's like, okay, it's here. I'm here to prosecute you now because of what you've been doing for 60 years. So now it's my time to be judge, jury, and executioner. Nah, that noise at the end of the day.
Yeah, you lost me. I'm confused.
I'm saying, you're saying at the end, when it comes down to it, and I meet my kids in heaven, then everything will be.
I'm not even going with Christianity with it. Just spiritual in general. Spirituality in general, enlightenment. You can go to Buddhism, just spiritual enlightenment. And period. It's the ultimate. It's any spiritual realm of society. It's the ultimate sacrifice. That's
I said. I'm saying that gives most people an excuse to use when it comes to conversations of this sort. When it comes down to helping people, as long as my soul is righteous, I'm the better person.
No. It's not even about. It's not even. You don't even have to go with your. You don't even have to go with your soul. The fact of the matter is, if me and you are on the top of a roof, let's just take kids out of the equation, and I decide to say, hey, take me, not him, and there's a chance you could still die, but there's a small chance that you can make it. That's the ultimate sacrifice. However you look at it. It's the ultimate sacrifice, whether you're spiritual or not spiritual. It's the ultimate sacrifice. The fact that you're sacrificing yourself for the next person. You don't have to be religious.
Okay, so
but
what
to
you're
understand
saying
that.
to me, okay, listen, okay, here we go. Here goes another question. So you're saying, and a homeless person, who knows this homeless person is done? So you mean to tell me if somebody captured you and a homeless person, and you know this person was a homeless person, and this guy says either I'll shoot you or this homeless person, you would choose yourself over this homeless person, not knowing shit about him, or it's like if this guy gave you a pigment of his life. If you said, oh well, okay, actually I'll do you one better. So okay, who said I choose him? And now this guy said, okay, here's a file on this homeless person. He's been a junkie, he's been a thief, a murderer, all this stuff. And now this person gave you the choice to re-choose your option. Would you re-choose it? Or would you stick to the act of being kind, even though you've already made this choice, not knowing anything about this person, but you still stick to it after you knew this person's life?
That's kind of a weird question because it's one of those things it's one of those things I'm too overly I'm too overly analytical in situations like that. So I would be like, how do I know that he's telling the truth that this person's done this?
Oh my God. Okay.
That's what I said.
All right.
How do I know?
I mean,
Well, I'm just thinking real. I'm just thinking. You said logically, right? So logically, if it's this person, I don't know this person. I don't know this homeless person, and this guy say, "Oh, he's done this and he's done that and he's done this." Where's the proof that he's done it? How do I know he's done it? Because now you're basically putting his murder on me, and I'm not going to be in. And if it's not true, if for whatever reason I find out this person is not a and he didn't do these things, it's going to be on my conscience. I'm gonna feel like I killed that person, and I couldn't live with myself knowing I killed a person. I would knowing I killed a person. I wouldn't be able to live with myself. That's just me.
all
That's just
right.
that's
All
that's
right, bro.
just me.
I mean, hey. All right.
Like I say, now if I know for a fact, that he's an evil son of and he's done all these different things like that, for sure, I'm not gonna sacrifice myself for someone who's children. I'm not gonna
No,
do
no, no,
that.
no. I get you. I get you. I get you. I get you. You win. You win. I am sorry, because I'm not James. I'm not about to go back and forth. I'm good. I do this working up. But yeah, I raised the white flag on that because that is bananas. I really hope somebody does listen to this. I hope the comments blow the fuck up.
Well,
I really do.
I told you that I'm a pacifist. Do you know what a pacifist is?
I know what a pacifist is.
Okay,
It's
so I'm
one
a
of the
pacifist.
stupidest
I don't believe in
excuses
war.
for
I don't believe in war.
non-confrontation.
Huh?
No, okay. Hold on. Let me ask this: if you're okay, so you're pacifist. So
Yeah.
do you believe in survival? Because I feel like you can't be a pacifist if you believe in survival.
Define what you mean by survival.
Like survival. What I mean, what is there? What is the definition? Like, what do you mean? Define survival. Survival.
You mean things that you need to survive, right?
No, I'm saying that in any situation, you will continuously choose to live. Survival. It's like okay, here we go. Let me throw another one at you. I hate that I'm even doing this because you keep sucking me at back in. I feel like Ricky Bobby. It's like you just keep sucking me back in right now. Okay, so coming from a person that's been in a similar situation. Now, I was on a bus when this happened, but I'm not going to say a bus. I'm going to say, I can't really say that because that's trying to think of a logical environment that's okay. So, coming from a person that's been in a situation like this, but I'm also a security guard. So, And it's like I've had training, I've had situation awareness. Now I believe in survival over everything. Now James has a store that he runs. He could probably relate to this situation. G, I don't know. It's 50-50 because I don't know about his day to day. So you, I don't know your day to day. Huh?
Back it up. What did you say?
I said before I say this situation when it comes to survival, I'm saying now I could be a little bit biased because I've been in this situation before I say it. I'm saying James owns the store, so I would expect, especially, I mean, I don't know if it's a ghetto area or whatever, but upbringing, I would imagine that he's probably been in this situation. And G, I don't know. It can go 50-50. He can add to this when I say it. So, convenience store. Guy comes in, like you're in there with your family. Guy comes in there with the gun. And this guy is going to just, and 9 times out of 10, you can, even before he has the gun, I've been trained to feel people out. Yes, I judge people before I even see them because that's my job. That's been my job for the last 13 years. And it's never proven me wrong. I can honestly say that in the last 13 years. Anytime I felt something, I've acted on it, and like I've usually 99.9% been right.
So you're trying to say, so you're what?
Let me finish.
Let him finish.
Let me finish. Guy comes in the store. You're looking at chips. Guy comes in the store. One guy. Let's say there's maybe 2 other people, you and your family in the store. Kid, like I said, your son's looking at drinks. Everybody knows how a convenience store is basically has a layout. Common sense. Drinks are in the back, candy's up front, chips are on the side. Let's say you're looking at chips, kids are getting drinks, and wife is standing near you. There's a person behind the counter. Guy comes in, sees everybody. So there's 4 of you, maybe 2 other people by the alcohol or whatever the case may be. So this guy comes in the store, tells the clerk, give me all the money. Has let's say a shotgun. Even better, a shotgun. So anybody knows anything about a shotgun? Yes, it sprays, but you got a choice to make of who you're going to aim this at. Because you still got to shoot, cock, whatever. So you got about, a second and a half you can bum rush this dude. Now, I wasn't put in the situation of a shotgun. A little unfair is what it is. Now, do you take the chance? If you did have a window, let's say you had a window to bum rush this dude, to stop him. I'm talking about some Hakeem off of Coming to America shit. You had a split window to stop him, but because you're a pacifist,
a pacifist will. It doesn't mean you're not going to defend yourself. A pacifist means you don't believe in, the conflict of war. You feel like if you have the opportunity for a different option, you need to weigh out that option, right? So it's like,
okay, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. Would you choose another option? Would you try to talk to this man? Okay, and that's my point. I know what pacifist is. That's why I'm asking you.
But the scenario that you have is that there's no opportunity other than defending yourself. Which that's just it. That's just it. I disagree with that. You literally have an opportunity to take a chance to do absolutely nothing and tell everybody to stand still because this person has only a shotgun and it's about 7 people in the store. He can't shoot all of them. So that's my point. It's like, with you being a pacifist, like I said, me, if I had a split-second window, I'd take and bum rush out automatically because I've been put in that situation. Now, I don't have to because he could just take the money and leave. But in my mind, in my history of dealing with people,
I'm in survival mode 100%. I'm not taking that chance, whether it's me
Well, now,
in the store
now,
or
if
just
that,
my family.
if you know, that could go with like you said, kind of like reading out a person. Because I mean, at the end of the day, you really never know what fully, surely what a person is capable of. But a lot of time, and a lot of times, in a lot of cases, even if you worked anywhere, that's actually the protocol. The protocol is let them take
No,
money.
that's the opposite of the protocol that most jobs don't want you to act. They want you to maximize the situation.
Yeah,
I've chosen to act
right.
because
That's
of
what I'm
my
saying.
instinct.
I said most of the time they want you to just. A lot of times it's safer for everybody to allow them to take the money. Now, if I feel whatever, if I feel like that it's a bigger threat other than just them taking money, if I feel like okay, this person is going to kill somebody, then I have no choice but to act on that. It's just like in the Flash, right? I know it's a TV show, but in the Flash,
You
no,
in these
no, no, no,
superhero movies, bro.
no. In the Flash, no. I'm
No,
trying to
no,
be,
I
be
know.
careful. In the Flash, there's the black guy who does all the tech stuff. He also been in situations where he's a superhero. So of course he's been in situations where he actually had to like, do something. And so yeah, he's a pacifist too. But if he's in a situation where he has no choice but to defend to keep the peace, then that's what he's going to do. But if there's an opportunity, if he feels there's an opportunity to have a better outcome and a better option, then you're going to choose that. Pacifist doesn't mean you're not going to defend
No,
yourself. A
no,
pacifist doesn't
no.
mean
But
you're not
hear
going
me out.
to protect
Hear me
the
out.
people you love.
Hear me out. Before you talk about Mr. What is it, Mr. Incredible or whoever it is in or whatever his fucking name is, no. He didn't get that way until his lover died in front of him or got shot or whatever the case may be and for 2 seasons
No,
before
I'm
that
not
he
talking
watched
about. I'm
people.
not talking about Captain Cold.
No, I'm not talking
What
about
y'all
Captain
talking
Cold.
about?
You're talking about and the black guy in Flash. I watched every episode twice because my son. I had to watch it again of my son.
But
So,
he was
like I
never
said,
young.
I know exactly what episode you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that he chose to take action after somebody got hurt. He was a pacifist for 2 seasons. He got his ass beat twice. And that didn't change his mind on being a pacifist. It wasn't until his lover got shot or killed that's when he decided to take action.
Right. But like
So
my,
that
my point, my
so
point, my point is saying is what when you use it in terms of when the way you're using it as if okay, somebody's in front of you and you have no choice but to defend yourself.
no.
That
I'm not
that
saying I
that
don't have a choice.
that that
I'm not
that's
saying I don't
that's
have a choice. I'm saying I'm in survival mode. I'm not giving this person a choice. I'm not saying that I don't have a choice. I'm saying that my mind goes into survival mode. I'm thinking the absolute
right,
100% worst situation that can happen. And because that's how
right,
I've developed my mind state.
right,
Yes, there's a lot of choices, but I'm
right.
not thinking about those choices. I'm thinking about this person has came in here and he is unhit. First off, you come in here with a 12 gauge shotgun to rob a convenience store to maybe only get $73. You are a psychopath, first and foremost.
Right.
So you are
And that
already
goes
unhinged.
and
And
that goes
then
with how you feel, right? That's what I'm saying. That goes with you weighing out the situation, and that's all I'm saying. You weigh out the situation as okay. This person probably has a mental problem, so I need to
okay, but
try
that's not what I'm asking you, though. That's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking is you as a pacifist, if you had an opening, would you take it? That's what I'm asking. That's
if yeah
that's my question.
if I felt any possibility that me or anyone else would be in harm's way, yes, of course.
I wouldn't even think about that. Like I said, I'm a survivalist. I could care less
Right.
about the people in this store. You're like, yes, it was my family. Okay, but I'm
Right.
thinking about my
You
survival.
said family.
And I'm thinking about, and
you
like,
said
I'm thinking about, because nobody else is going to take action. I know I'm probably the main one that's going to do something.
right.
And yes, if I
The
have a
average
split
person
second,
is not
I'm
gonna.
thinking,
The average person, whether they're a pacifist or not, is not going to do something. It's very rare.
oh,
That's a
that's a
rare
given.
occasion.
That's a given.
Yeah, whether you're a pacifist or not, a lot of people will not take action in that situation. Especially if they're not trained to, because they don't know what could conspire when they react to it. Right? They don't know if they've never been in that situation. They don't know how to react and how to respond. Your perspective
But
is
it's,
going to be different from anybody else's because you know how to react and how to respond. Whether you're a pacifist or not, you may or may not respond to it. You may just say, hey, take the money, right? That's a regular person, whether they're a pacifist or whatever the case may be. Not everybody's a hero. You know what I'm saying? Not
it's,
everybody.
but see,
Not
but see,
everybody
but
got
see,
that
it's not
strength.
about me being a hero though. It's about me wanting to live. And it's like I've always been that way.
Right,
It's like even okay, I'll put it like this. Even when I was a kid, I never ran from dogs. Because I'm like, I'm not faster than this dog. That logically makes no sense to me. Why would I run
right,
from this dog? It's like I've always waited for the dog to come and been scared as shit and tried to kick the motherfucker or throw my backpack at it. But I'm not
right.
running from a dog.
But
That logically makes no sense to me.
out of 10 people, how many people would run from the dog?
Most people would, but to me, that's
Okay,
never
so that's
logically
my
made
point.
sense.
That's my point. I'm not. What I'm saying is, it has nothing to do with the scenario that you're saying. It has nothing to do with necessarily being a pacifist. It could be irregular pacifist.
No. Okay, but it's like I feel like it has to do with the survival. I feel like yes, in the moment you would think about all these things. It's like I wouldn't think, I would just act. I feel like survivalists act. They don't really have time to think. It's like, yes,
Right,
I'll think after whatever happens. I'm saying a
right,
pacifist, just as like you said, oh, well, it depends on the scenario and it depends on if this person, is this or that. It's like
right,
I wouldn't have time to think about it. It's I would just be like, fuck, I'm gonna take this dude out. Like I
right. I
can't
get you. Well,
sit
my
here.
argument, my argument that I'm saying is whether you're a pacifist or not, there's only a certain type of person that's going to take action in that situation, whether you're a pacifist or not. Because you got people that you got adrenaline, you got fear, you got the fact that you might be trained or you might have the confidence that you could take this guy. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. It's a whole lot of stuff that goes with that, other than just being a pacifist. Because the average person is not going to lunge at this guy, even with an opening. The average person is not going to lunge at that guy. And in some cases, they might regret it or feel some kind of way if something happens, and they might feel like, "Damn, I could have tried. I should have tried to do something." Right? They're going to feel regret. But the average person is not going to jump after a guy with a gun. That's been proven time and
Well,
time
yeah,
again.
no, and like I said, I never said to just jump at him. I said if a person had a window, a guaranteed
Right.
window, which
Which is
they could,
what
as a pacifist.
that's when people normally
Oh,
jump.
shit, man.
They have a window.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, to me, that's where the pacifist part comes into play. If it's like what I'm thinking about, I'm not saying just to take action. I'm saying as a pacifist, I'm saying you literally have a choice. If you have a window, you have a choice to be like, okay, I can not attack you. Like fuck everything else around you. It's like it's like I have a choice to literally attack this person and stop this person,
See, that's called
or
see,
I
that's called that's more so in the lines of self defense, and when it kind of
you
takes
can't say
away.
self defense because he's not. I'm saying if this person
Self defense.
isn't
It is
focused
self
on
defense
you,
because
if this person
self
isn't
defense.
focused on you, it's like you could
He
just lay
opposes
there
a
and do
threat.
nothing.
He opposes a threat. So he is it's self defense because he opposes a threat. He's a threat. That's self defense. He's opposing a threat. So at that given time, it's one of those things where you have to make a decision, right? It would be more so self-defense. A pacifist aspect is like if you're in a, say two parties are having a disagreement, and you having a disagreement, and you got people who are just going to react, and then you got people to say, hold on, like you get an offender bender. The difference with a pacifist to get an offender bender, he's gonna try to resolve the issue without reacting to it immediately, right? And then another person who's not a pacifist, they're probably going to react. They're probably just going to holler. They're going to yell. They're probably
so hold on. I thought a pacifist believed in no violence. That's basically what I thought a pacifist was. That's from my understanding. Now I'll look up the G if who can hook up a definition of a pacifist because I'm not near my phone now. But from what
they have
can you please Google and tell me the definition of a pacifist? Hold on.
They have multiple.
G, can you please do that? Because I know you're sitting at your fucking computer right now. So can you please look up what the pacifist means?
I'm trying to tell you, they don't believe in war and violence. They believe that violence and war is unjustified, right? But they have different there's different there's different ratios, just like how, like, words mean multiple things. That's one part of it when it comes down to like when it's as a whole, right? So a pacifist is going to try to instead of fight, like when I was using the car as an example, instead of fighting or trying to resort to violence, that's not their first option. Okay, they're not going to try to attack you because you fucking hit the fucking car. They're going to try to talk to you first and try to figure out what's going on, when most people is just ready to pounce. That's the kind of difference. It's one of those things where a pacifist is going to say,
thought a pacifist was a person who got hit in the face and did nothing about it.
No.
Can I please get the definition of a pacifist, please?
Yes. And he actually kind of got it. He kind of got it right. So, a pacifist, a person who believes that war and violence are unjustifiable, which is what Shibidi said. Here's a few more. Just a few more.
Okay.
How do pacifists fight? During a war, many pacifists will refuse to fight, but some will take part in activities that seek to reduce the harm of war, i.e., driving ambulance. But other pacifists will refuse to take part in any activity that might support the war. So I want to do one more, and then we're good. Pacifism is an opposition or resistance to war, materialism, or violence. So there you go.
Okay, but that's my point, though. It's like war can still be considered, because a war is basically a hostile act. If I'm just being technical. So like I said, if somebody hits you in the face, then that's considered a hostile act. That's considered a form of starting a war. So your mind state is not to fight back and to find another way to resolve this other than fighting. But if that person keeps swinging at you, then you're gonna keep.
That's an unrealistic look at as a pacifist, right? Because a pacifist, they might not want or agree with war, but that does not mean they're not going to defend themselves. The difference is a pacifist. Let's say you, as a non-pacifist, somebody sock you in your face, you ready to kill them. As a pacifist,
no, I'm not actually.
No, I'm just using an example. As a pacifist, you upset too, but you'll probably be pacifists will be more towards trying to take this guy down, possibly detaining him, right? And that's just because he has no choice, right? And then at that point, that's when he's trying to, do the little whole figuring out what's going on or whatever the case may be. But a pacifist is not going to sit there and allow and not defend himself. That's not by far what that means. It just means that you really don't feel it's necessary. You don't feel it's necessary. You don't feel it's necessary for people to react that way. That's what it is. You don't feel it's necessary for someone to react that way. But if they react that way to you, you're going to defend yourself. You feel that people who react like that, you feel like something's wrong with them. It's kind of like, or like if you're even if like in a relationship, like you're like, what the fuck? Why are you yelling at me? Like, why are you yelling at me? Why are you cussing at me? That's a pacifist. What's the problem? Okay, well, let's figure out the problem, and so we could come to a neutral. I'm not going to cuss you out. I'm not going to holler at you. I'm not going to yell at you. I'm not going to put my hands on you. I believe that we can figure this out without all of this. That's the difference with a pacifist. They're not going to just react to things, and they're not going to react violently to things unless, like I said, it's self-defense and you have no choice. It's self-defense. You oppose a threat. So at that point, we have no choice but to defend. Because what you got confused is a pacifist and the slang term of for lack of better term, a punk. See, a pacifist isn't a punk. A pacifist just doesn't believe in violence and war. But if they're in a position to have to defend themselves, they will. But they do have pacifists that will do everything they can in their power not to even be affiliated with it, remove themselves from the complete situation. But the whole thing is, you just don't believe in war. You don't feel it's justifiable, but you will defend yourself if you have to.
Okay,
that's what a pacifist is.
Okay, so what do you fall under?
From the other pacifists I've talked to, anyway.
What do you fall under, absolute or relative?
Huh?
Which one do you fall under, absolute or relative?
I never really looked at it like that.
All right, here.
So I never.
I will explain to you. I will explain to you right now. From what this says, this is just a basic definition. Absolute pacifists usually make religious arguments, where relative pacifists believe that war is always bad, but occasionally necessary to accomplish a greater good.
Yeah, see, I'm not in a box like that. So I can be somewhat religious, but I'm not a religious freak. I'm not a I'm more into no, I'm just being honest. I'm just being perfectly honest, because I grew up in church for so long. It's becoming a thing about my relationship with God and my spirituality over anything, because when it comes to fellowship, there's caveats to it. It's a whole nother I could do a whole podcast on that, so I don't want to get into that. But so far as there's religion and spirituality that is part of it as well, but also it's just your own morals for yourself, because there's atheists that are pacifists as well. So it's not always have to do with religion or nothing like that, because there's atheists, like I said. Well, I would go repeat it, but you get what the picture is. The whole thing is, you don't believe in violence as a result. Violence is a last result to self-defense.
Hold on. I think you might get a chuckle out of this. Most of the time, pacifism simply means you die at the hands of your enemies.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Okay, so it says some pacifists follow principles of nonviolent behavior and nonviolent action and moral superiority and most effectiveness. However, some support physical violence, from emergency defense and self or others. Emergency. So what the fuck is considered an emergency? Like I said, that's my question. And I don't care about an emergency. I don't care if you are a pacifist, because I'm reading at all the definitions, and it's just basically
emergency. You have
no. Hold on. I'm reading all these definitions, and it just says like any pacifist will refuse to fight. I'm saying, as a pacifist, do you think about a situation, or do you let it play out? Because from what I'm reading, they would just let it play out if you're a pacifist. And that's how my mind thinks. They're not going to take action right away, because I feel like that's a survivalist.
No,
they'll take action before they think about the situation.
No, they're gonna think before they respond.
Okay,
I mean,
thank you. That's my point.
I've talked to other pacifists, right? So you're gonna respond if you need to, but it's just like anybody. You're gonna make sure when you react that you react appropriately, unless you're just a reactive person, right? But when you're a reactive person, sometimes your impulses can help. Other times, being reactive without thinking about it can put you and other people in a dangerous situation, because you're just reacting and not thinking about what you're doing. So you could put yourself like grabbing a gun and maybe grabbing it the wrong way, right? You grab a gun the wrong way, you can hurt yourself, you can hurt the people beside you, and stuff like that. So it's just you think about stuff, like it doesn't take long to think. It doesn't take long to think about it. Like, oh, can I take this guy? How soon can I point this, when I'll be able to point this gun away from everybody? But that, to think like that, it's not like you're sitting there twiddling your thumbs. Oh, no, that happens like that. Like, it doesn't take long to think about that. Little things like that doesn't take long to think about. It's just you don't react to it. Like, it was a situation with another traffic situation, but I was in the car and my wife was driving. This guy stopped in front of us and he started trying to back out while we was coming out. Wife goes ape shit. Okay. She goes ape shit. She jumps out the car. She's hollering. She's cussing. She's mad at me. I'm sitting in the car. This dude is still trying to back up. I mean, he looked like he's like, what's going on? He see me. Da, 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 da. She's going off. Now this dude, by now he's backing up. He's close to the car. I could kiss him, but he gets out the car. He says that he gets out the car, and then when he get out the car, he got his handicap thing, and he's going in the getting his whatever contraption to help him walk or whatever. I think it was I'm not sure I don't remember what he was getting out of what he got out, but he was visibly handicapped. He was getting something out. He got whatever he needed to walk or whatever. Now, if I would have just reacted to my girl going off like that and going at this dude, I would have reacted and I would have beat the shit out of a handicapped dude, not knowing.
Okay, but why are you jumping to such dire conclusion? Like, hold on. Where do you live, first and foremost? Because we just rented a car and we drove for 2 days and people cut us off. Like, I've never, like, I don't know. I don't care if somebody cuts me off or does something, or I'm with the chick that doesn't really care about, like, how many traffic, like, where do y'all live where people are cutting y'all off and fucking, you're thinking about kicking some, like that, bro, like,
the other one.
That's a fucked up hypothetical. I'll put it to you like this. This is a fucked up hypothetical. Because that's just not normal. That's not normal, bro.
The one I just told you is the only one. That's the other one. That wasn't with me. This is the one that I was personally involved in. So that's why.
Okay, and like I said, I hear you, but these hypotheticals of traffic incursions are just fucking ridiculous. Are so obscene.
Well, that's why I see it.
I get your point, but why would you beat this man's ass? Because honestly, just let me indulge you, because I got friends that have given me rides, and I'm starting to call people out because they're stupid. Because I have watched so many people. I've been in the car with friends, Uber drivers, whatever the case may be, and they sit here and got cut off, and they're yelling at this person. We can hear you in the car, bitch. They can't hear you outside the car.
Right,
so you look like a fucking madman. Why would I put I'm 6'5", 450 pounds. why am I gonna scream at somebody and yell and fuck you? Like I'm gonna look like a crazy person. That logically makes no sense to me.
Right, me too. But I see it so much. Like I see that shit. That's why I keep using that as an example. Is because I've seen it and I've halfway been a part of it. So it's like that's why I keep using it as an example because I see shit like that. You see people up here like with like severe like they be really driving and tripping off people if they driving too slow, if they get cut off, if they at a light too long.
But I've never seen anybody just jump out the car and beat somebody's ass. Not well.
I've seen that. I've seen that too. I've seen that too, brother. I've seen that. Matter of fact,
I've heard it on the news. I've heard it on the news.
I've seen it,
but I've never physically seen somebody literally get out the car and start fighting or shooting or whatever the case may be over traffic stuff. That's why I'm just sitting here saying, like, where's your mindset? Or you're saying, oh, well, I could have hopped out the car and beat his ass. I'm just like, damn, like that wouldn't even cross my mind. Pacifist or not. Because I don't give a fuck what this person is saying. Like, I know my physical status as soon as I step out. Well, honestly, that might be the case too. As soon as I step out this car, that person, his penis is gonna go inside of himself. So that could be my mind state as well too. Like you can talk to shit in your car, but as soon as we both step out the car, unless you have a gun, or unless you have a gun or a bazooka, then we have nothing, absolutely nothing to talk about. Because a tire iron, a bat ain't gonna get it. I promise you that.
Right. Well, my wife, it was in a different headspace then, and it was one of those situations where she was kind of like mad at me. She was actually upset at me that I didn't react to the situation. Right.
I mean, if I was a woman, I'd be upset with you too, brother. I'm just gonna sit here and be real with you. Right. It's like you didn't show no emotion. Like that's kind of like to me that's a little dramatic.
Right, but that's the whole thing. Like you have people that's why I brought that up, the whole getting out and beating the ass thing, because you have people that do that. I've seen people right here where I stay at. I'm not going to say where I stay at, but there's people here who reacts to their girl's bullshit, okay? And their girl's bullshit is not justified. And they put themselves in a position to defend the honor of a female who is actually in the wrong. And that's something I don't condone, right? I've been in that situation before, and I felt really bad for it when I was younger. A girlfriend of mine told me, this guy did blank, blank, blank. I'm not gonna get into that, but I beat him up very badly. Okay,
that's an extreme.
Right. I beat him up very badly, and I felt
okay. This is just you then at this point, because I've never beat up anybody because of a chick or something.
No.
Doesn't matter what. And
right. Well,
and I've heard some fucked up stories, but I've never assaulted anybody.
It was the situation that was said was like a serious scenario, right? Like let's just say if somebody came up to you and said they touched your daughter, right? You're gonna fucking.
But that's a different situation.
Right,
Who said some random girl told you something? If my daughter said something,
random girl. I didn't say random girl. I said my girlfriend at the time.
That's some random girl. Oh, I heard what you said. That's some random girl.
No, it was.
Okay. Let me ask this.
Years of being with the girl.
No. Let me ask this. Can you remember her last name?
Yeah. I'm trying not to say too much.
Okay, because I'm about to say you can't remember her last name. That's some random girl.
I know the girl in the biblical sense, and there was ties left behind. Okay,
I know a lot of women in the biblical sense. Don't mean they wasn't random.
Okay,
don't mean they wouldn't. Okay, I'm not fighting no nigga for none of these chicks just because I know you in the biblical sense.
Well, put it this way: it was one of those situations where you live in the hood, right? And when you live in the hood, and people know things, and things get around, you get in situations where you have a choice to make sure that people don't feel like you that person to steal on, if in a sense. And I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about because we all black here, and you be in those positions where you got to make sure that they know not to approach or f with you or whatever the case may be. And that was kind of one of those situations where it was like, okay. And then and I even tried not to. Even then I tried not to. I said, hey man, I told him, I said, hey, could you just apologize to this girl? Because this is stupid. I said that shit before anything happened because everybody was waiting for this nigga to come for like a week and a half. Everybody knew it was supposed to be going down. They waiting for this dude ain't showed up. Nothing ain't happened. I don't even and he showed, and when he did showed up, everybody came running around us, and I was just trying to talk to the dude. And I talked to the dude, and then he threatened me. And once he threatened me, I felt like I had no choice because even then, I was a pacifist. I was in church a lot. I didn't condone that kind of behavior. But because of that, people felt like, oh, he ain't gonna do nothing. And that was kind of what happened.
Okay, but your story kind of like took a left turn. First, you said you just went up to this nigga and beat his ass. Now you saying he slept you.
Okay,
I'm just trying to figure out the story, man.
Okay,
because it's a lot of plot points that keep changing.
I'm trying not to incriminate myself here, and you're making it very difficult. Okay. So,
Well, first and foremost, you technically already incriminated yourself because you said this. Your girlfriend came up to you, said some fucked up shit, and you went to go beat this man's ass. That is incriminating.
Right.
Now, if you would have said, "Oh no, well, we talked, and I was a pacifist, and he slapped me, and then I had no choice but to prove I'm not no bitch."
Okay.
If you would have said that, then okay.
So let me back up. Let me back up. Okay. Something was
or
told.
Just restart. Or just restart at this point. Yes, restart. Please go back up. Restart.
Okay. Information came to me from someone I was with for many years that is one of the mothers of one of my children. Okay.
Oh yeah, that information would have been helpful at the beginning, but okay, keep going.
Okay, so we were together for a long time, even before the child existed. Okay, and when I found out the information, I was really hot. There was other people around, and the information was told to them, and everybody basically was waiting for this dude to come by because they expected me to defend the honor of my girl. At the time, I really was upset because I didn't want to be involved with no stuff because half of them niggas gangbang. And I didn't want to be affiliated with that situation because I don't gangbang, even though I was in the hood and I was cool with everybody. I was the guy that was cool with everybody, but I refused to gangbang. So when it boiled down to it, and the guy finally came around, mind you, I don't know what to expect because I don't know if I fight this dude, I'm gonna have who else I'm gonna have to fight or whatever. Because it was even like that, even his homies, the ones that knew about it, was like, yeah, y'all go head up type of stuff, right? But I still didn't know, like, I still was skeptical. So I was jogging. I was doing all kind of stuff prepping. Like, hey, I'm about to like whatever happens, happens because I don't know how many cats I'm gonna have to fight off me if this go down, right? So then when I get over there, when he finally comes and I go over there, I'm like, man, this fool is here. And and then everybody came around. And I said, hey man, I said, I think this is stupid. I said, can you just apologize for the BS and whatever? And then he put on the front, like basically let me know like he can say whatever he want to say or whatever the case may be. And then he was like, well then fine, I don't know what you're talking about. That's what it boiled down to. He said, you better move before I hit you in the head with this bottle. So now I don't want to turn around. Then you got people, of course you got the instigators. See, I knew you wasn't gonna do nothing. You just gonna come over here, blah 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 blah. Next thing you know, one thing led to another, and I severely hurt this dude. And then when I got him up the second time, I noticed he had hit me, so I dropped my hands, and he hit me, and it was like bullshit. So I was like, I'm done, and I kind of just like, I'm done. Like this nigga can't even, this shit don't even hurt. And then I walked off, but he was hurt pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? He had to go to the hospital and shit and all that good stuff. But the whole thing about it, after I didn't want to do that. But I was put in a position to where I couldn't walk away from, and I didn't want nobody else to steal on me. So they kind of left me alone until like maybe for like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Then cats start coming to the door like, no, he ain't gonna come over here and just whoop on the homie like that. And next thing you know, niggas is trying to fight me. So I stayed my ass in the house after that.
Okay, well, first and foremost, I will say this to that story. Not even close to what you first said, first and foremost. Two, that was a premeditated ass whooping that you gave him. I'm just going to throw that out there, but that was a premeditated ass whooping. So you just attributed yourself again. I'm just going to throw that out there as well. That you literally had time to, you said jog and exercise. That is a premeditated ass. Oh, okay, Rocky. That's what that sounds like. So you should not be worried about incriminating yourself because you've done it twice.
My plan was not to fight dude. I just was trying to prepare myself.
And honestly, that leads me to my third point. If your plan was not to fight dude, you didn't have to show up. If you were a pacifist, you wouldn't even showed up. Fuck what the hood said, because honestly, people get over shit faster. Honestly, in high school, I wish that I would have took as many chances as I did, because people get over because tomorrow somebody else is gonna fuck up. But if you were a true pacifist, you wouldn't even show up.
I didn't have much of a choice to show up. It was a
if you were a pacifist over anything, you would not have shown up.
I had not much of a choice to show up. It was it was my neighbor at the time. It was my neighbor's house, and there was my neighbor. It was my neighbor. Okay, it was a neighbor.
All right, man. All right. Okay.
You might get thrown in jail, man. Come on, man.
This is an amazing story. This is amazing.
Listen, it was my neighbor at the time, okay, and it wasn't the neighbor, but the neighbor's associate, and I was right there, and it was one of those things where, okay, well, I gotta be here, and they're there, and I'm here, and everybody's here. It was not it's not like it was not like, oh, I went. Oh, meet me after school. Meet me in the parking lot after school situation. No, I live here. Like, I have no choice. I have no choice. I fucking live here. So this dude is right here, and whether I want to fight this dude or not, I have to deal with this situation because everybody's here right now. So I had no choice but to talk to this dude. And the working out shit, that was because I was fucking nervous. I didn't know what to expect. I worked out a lot back then, but I was like, I don't know what to expect.
But you were in survival mode. That's my point. Survival.
Yeah.
A pacifist. You said it's your neighbor now. You just couldn't. Why did you have to go outside? If it was me, hold on.
I was already outside.
How old were you? How old were you?
I was.
How old were you?
Ooh, how old was I?
Okay, I'll put it like this. Are you a teenager or a grown man?
I was 17, 18.
Okay, you had a choice to go back in the house and play either 360 or PS3. You had a choice. You could
They met
you
me
said
at
you
the
were
door.
already
Son.
outside. No,
They met me at
listen.
the door. I had no choice.
Okay. I'm saying you act like they just pulled you out your house. You could
Huh?
have saw them and turned back around and played Xbox 360 or PlayStation. Like,
They had
what are you
they
talking about? They're out the door.
they
Y'all can stand at my door. If I'm a pacifist, y'all could be out there
put
picketing for all I
put
give a
put
fuck.
it put it this way. Put it this way. So I had her spot, and I had my grandma, before, rest in peace, before when I would be, because that's where we stayed, not too far from each other. And after a while, I was over there all the time because of our personal whatever. Anyway, I'm coming to the house. Okay, like I said, this was not a secret. This was whatever the issue that was happening was not a secret. I come to
Mm-hmm.
the house, mind you, this is a house that there's no real adult figure in this house. It's just my girlfriend at the time and her sister, which was only about a year or two older than my girlfriend, and then
Mm-hmm.
an elderly lady that was bedridden that could barely talk. So this is a scenario of this home, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those things where there was absolutely no window or any way I could avoid the situation. I had a situation where I got to deal with her and her friends. I'm in a situation where I'm dealing with this guy and his friends. I'm in a situation where the whole block and around the block and everybody else,
Mm-hmm.
the block was thick. My guy, the block was thick. These people came out of nowhere. Soon as I hit the block, all these people came out of nowhere. It was crazy. Like they knew it was like this was the heavyweight championship of the world, and all these
Mm-hmm.
motherfuckers showed up to watch the fucking fight. And I even in the midst of all that, even in the midst of all that, I tried to talk to dude. I tried. I tried to talk to dude. I really did, bro. Like, no cap. I really tried to avoid the situation, but it was impossible for me to avoid it. So at that
Mm-hmm.
point, he became a threat. Once he became a threat, not only did I have to defend myself, but also I had to make sure nobody else wanted to attack me. That was strategic. I didn't want nobody else to attack me. So the voice, and it really bothered me to even do this to dude, but I didn't want anybody else. I did it to him out of fear. I didn't want anybody else to approach me. So I had to make sure that I get him good enough to where nobody would mess with me.
This is one of the big. I just had this argument, and it's like, so I'm against your child having to go through adversity as an adult, because now let me explain before you say something. So my friend grew up with having to struggle and figure out stuff and make bad choices, which like he feels like always made him stronger. He felt like he couldn't call his dad for advice, or like his dad would have gave him a fucking lecture, or would have said like, oh, well, I told you so, or this or that, or whatever. So he believes that when his son gets older, no, he wants him to go through adversity, whether it be good or bad. He has to learn that some women are bad for him, or this or that. So I feel like I'm not gonna pacify you, but I'm not gonna make you make bad decisions. I'd rather you at 2 in the morning, if you're like, Dad, hey, I just met this chick, but I'm not for sure. Should I go back home with her? Bro, go home. Go home. I'd rather you call me than make that decision at 2 in the morning on your own. Or or this is another one that I said. I was like, okay, so what if your son is drunk and all of his friends are drunk, and it's and like I said, it's 2, 3 in the morning, and like he doesn't want to drive, he doesn't want to get in the car. He's like, Dad, can you just please come and get me? I'm a little drunk. Like he's basically over the age of 21. He's like, oh no, he needs to figure that out on his own. And I'm just like, bro, I'd rather go get my son than have my son do some dumb shit and lose my son all because I wanted him to deal with adversity. Now, some situations I would say adversity is acceptable, but most situations, if I could be there for him, then I will. So I would love to know how the fathers feel. I mean, I guess G can chime in, but I think I already know G's answer because we've had this conversation too many times about, his, situation and stuff. So, but I would love to know how the fathers feel about that.
I think I'll just start because I'm not a father. So
Okay.
maybe just let's get me out the fuck away first, and then let
All
the
right.
actual responsible parents in there. But I mean, just for me, I can only go by like what I've seen and what I grow up. I do think that I think adversity is definitely a good thing, and it's only because I went through it. So I kind of get what you're saying about going through. Not want to put your kids through adversity, but the one thing, like the challenge, I think I have that I don't know, I can't know, is how much adversity can I put my son through, or how much can they take? Because the one thing, my biggest fear is, like, I would love for my son to go through a lot of stuff that I went through, because at least you'll have the knowledge and how to know how, especially at an early age, like I went through it. Like I was able to go through things before I hit 20. But the thing is that will you take it the same? Can you figure out the same? Will you come to the same conclusion? That's the one thing that worries me. So I wouldn't know how to go about that. So again, I'm the only father in this room, so that's the best I can give you. I mean, the only one who's not a father in the room. That's the best I can give you.
And man, I really don't want my children to go through too much adversity, and it's more of a personal experience thing. But I do have a child that, at this point, just transparent, is what I have to do, because he's a child that, like he said, basically what he described, he's a child that, a young adult who basically feels like can't nobody tell him nothing, and he doesn't want to hear it from nobody. And like he said, when I was that age, or 25, or well, he's just 18, but either way, I wished and prayed for somebody, anybody, to be in my corner because of a lot of the adversities I had to go through myself. Because I went through a lot since I've been on this earth, period. And I don't feel like you should have to put a child through that. You get into this world and you don't know what to do about anything. You just in the world and you just like, dang, what do I do now? And the reason I'm so against it is because I went through it. I didn't have anybody, nobody, and I had to adapt. And I'm still adapting to this day. So I agree completely with what he's saying.
James, I said, do you have anything to add or no?
Oh no, man, you hit it on the head. You was right.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, nothing to add there. It's a kid. It's kids, so that's always going to be some kind of a debate. But I just say raise your kids the way you want to raise your kid, man. Some people will say it's right. Some people will say it's wrong. At the end of the day, it's your fucking kid.
Yeah.
Too many people get into somebody else's business on how they fucking want to raise their damn kid.
That is very true.
I agree with that.
I agree with that.
Okay, so on that note, James, thank you for that film. I appreciate it. It was the greatest thing, the greatest birthday gift that I could have got. It was hilarious.
Yeah, for sure, man. Get some rest or don't get killed or however you gotta go.
All right, you guys, and Keys, dude, it was good talking to you, but I'll talk to you guys next time. G, appreciate it.
You.
Always, man.
I'll
Always.
call you probably tomorrow so we could try the game.
Yeah, I'm down.
But,
I'm down.
All right.
All right, man.
Man, I went out there with this man to meet. I went on a crazy mission, bro. I met this chick on MySpace.
That's motherfucker said my.
It's MySpace, dude. Went to Oakland. She stayed right next to the Greyhound station, bro. And the next morning, we went to the freaking beach, and I dang near, I had a tear in my eye how beautiful it was out there. Cause I didn't want to come back.
Ain't that way no more.
Yeah.
I didn't want to come back. I'm talking about the beach, where you can see see Alcatraz.
Yeah.
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 Like or
Yeah. Trust me, it was
Man.
overwhelming at one point.
Yeah, Oakland was a piece of work though. Them niggas, they'd be 4 in the morning. They already on the corner.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like, God dang. I'm like, where am I? Like, I'm like, I'm cool. Oakland seems like they on some other stuff, man. Like it's like the whole city like this. Like
I'm just shocked at MySpace. Dude, MySpace had motherfuckers doing wild ass shit back in the day. I met up with a fucking Tehachapi.
Wow.
I didn't even know where the fuck that shit was. I was like, oh yeah, I'll get out there. Man, by the time I got there, I was pissed.
It's not far from where I'm at actually. It's not
Nope.
that far.
Far as fuck from where I'm at.
Matter
Especially
of
when
fact,
oh my god, I should feel like I was gone for a year.
oh wow. Matter of fact, my wife's friend, I think that's where she stays in Tehachapi.
I
I
was
believe
like,
that's where she stays. And
I was
she
like,
just came out here the other day.
fuck that. I was like, is that a real city? She making shit up.
That's
I
funny.
typed that shit in the MapQuest. I was like, oh my god.
Bro, MySpace, do you remember the freaking the Raven?
Raven, what the fuck was that?
LA Raven? You don't remember that?
Uh,
The
we
party
talking.
line?
Oh no. I fuck that. When I was on the party line, it was literally just called the party line, and that's when all the gang on that shit.
uh
Then we got
man,
Black Planet.
man, people who've been on the party line, they remember that distinctive, you've reached the LA Raven. For snub, press 1.
Hell
Niggas
no.
be on cats be on there, man, and my homie, he like tricked because it's like a group of people talking at one time. He was like, they can't hear you. I'm like, they can't, because I would say stuff and they wouldn't respond. And then one day I said something and somebody was responding. I was like, wait, I thought you said they couldn't hear us. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I met some people on there, man. Used to send me on some burp missions, man. Some
But
burp, huh?
party no, again, the party line. Okay, cause see, that just shows the age difference. You had the party line on a cell phone, right?
Nah, actually, I used to call on
On
the
that
house
line?
phone.
Called on
I
the
didn't
house
have a
phone?
cell phone yet. I was on a house
Okay.
phone.
How much did the party line charge?
It charged?
Yeah, when I was on the party line, that shit was like 38 cents a minute or some shit, first minute free. Some trash ass shit like that.
Oh no, it was always free when I called. It never really, well, if it did charge anything, it never told you it charged anything.
Well, no,
It did,
it did, but that's because so many kids was on that shit and they was getting in trouble, like me. Motherfucker, and you get a phone bill for $200, you be like, what the fuck? Uh, the
I
first
remember
minute,
the kid one was the loot. That's what I remember. That they said it was like a teenage party line was called the loot. But I was only on there for like a couple times, like as I can remember, because I was a late bloomer.
hell no, you had to find those fucking phone numbers, and then you was dialing these motherfuckers up, and it be, I mean, it was
What's
all.
your what's your craziest party line meetup?
I never had no meetups, man, on party line. Fuck that.
Uh, what about MySpace? I was excited to Tehachapi.
The Tehachapi shit was it, bro. I was like, man, what kind of bullshit? Everybody else I knew was like closer, some
Okay.
Pomona type shit.
I'm about to have you rolling right now. I had the craziest story I had, man, when I was on the party line. I remember like it was yesterday. I snuck out my grandma's house. Okay, this is I was trying to find somebody to replace my girl. I really just was wilding out because I really just didn't know what to do. And girl was talking, and she would say shit like, well, I'm a little different. Are you okay? Is that okay? I was like, what you got some weight on you, something? I ain't tripping. I don't discriminate, it's whatever. She's like, all right. So I get on the bus, I'm supposed to be meeting in Hollywood, and I'm going, and I get on the I get on the payphone. I ain't had no cell phone at the time. I got on the payphone like, yeah, I'm almost there. I gotta get on this bus real quick, and I'm going. I was like, hey, and I passed the place, so I went on another payphone, be like, man, I didn't see, and it is like, and then it kept saying, what if I'm different? And I'm like, what are you talking? Well, I'm here now, like, so I'll start walking, and I say about 3 houses down. And this motherfucker came out with a big raggedy. I couldn't even see what the face looked like, but I could just see the arms, and they was bigger than mine. I was like, hell no, you a dude. And he was like, we can still hang out. I was like, fuck you. And I was running at the same time.
Well,
I was running, bro. I was so pissed off, and I got home, and I had to like wait to to one of my homies' mom had passed the house, so I could sneak back in my window.
damn.
I
Oh,
was hot, yo. I was super hot.
hell nah. And that's
I was,
crazy. That's
I
fucking
was so mad. I felt like I was running for my life.
fuck
I
that.
took off. He didn't even chase me, but I just felt like he was gonna chase me.
Fuck that shit, dude.
And I can hear in the background, we can still hang out. I'm like, fuck you.
Where the fuck is Chris Hansen when you need him?
Man, oh my God, bro. That shit was
Fuck
crazy. And I shit you not, on the phone. I can't even cap. Dude sound just like a female.
Oh,
I
shoot.
was I did not catch it on the phone, but I did. But when I thought about it later, I was like, the motherfucker kept saying, "What if I'm different?"
dude.
I said,
Hey,
"What if I'm different?" And I didn't catch on. And I was young, and I'm like, I should have caught on when the motherfucker had said he was meeting them in Hollywood. It was like oh God, I forget what side of town it is on, but it's literally that side of town. I literally saw like an iPhone short movie. I didn't watch the whole thing, but
we in West Hollywood. Oh
uh,
yeah.
it
In
might
West
have been
Hollywood.
West Hollywood. It might have been.
It,
It might have been.
it
It
just
might,
depends what year it was. It probably was. I mean,
I was
see,
young, man. I was super young. I don't even remember, man.
that's the craziest shit too. Like I never even needed that kind of shit. Dude, my fucking life was so goddamn wild. Like when people hear my life, like I've told G some of my life, and he's like, "Yo, you should make a movie out of this shit."
I did put myself in danger without knowing it. You know what the Peblos are?
Yeah,
The project area.
yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you what I did, and I'm gonna see how much you know by the way you respond to this. So I talked to this chick on a party line. Mind you, I ain't even seen what she looked like. Middle of the night, like early morning, probably like 2, 1, somewhere in there. But let's just say between 1 and 3.
When everybody's active, yeah.
I went on a burnt mission from okay, you know LA. So let's just say I went from what's right there, Normandy and Western, and I biked it to the Pueblos.
Oh, you already done right there. Ain't no
With
way in hell I'm going down either one of those streets at 1 o'clock in the fucking morning. Out.
so
We're
I biked it to the Pueblos, and I sat down with the chick in the Pueblos in the like little park area. It's like they had like a little swing set and like a little jungle gym.
oh,
We sitting on that motherfucker talking and chilling, talking about hooking up the next day. And we was out there for a cool minute. And then I took my ass home. And then when I told somebody about it, I didn't realize I was in danger.
nope. Fuck that. Hell no. You out your goddamn mind, dude.
I biked it solo, all the way there, all the way back solo.
Nope.
Okay.
Hell no. Hell, he said Normandy and Western. Nope, them two streets. I don't give a fuck where you at on them.
That's where I live. I live.
Nope. Yeah,
I live
exactly.
right there.
Nope. Because once you start rolling down, bro, telling you, when I tell people in LA that I'm like, oh, I was off these streets, they're like, okay, all right, that's cool. I was like, yeah, but once they said that is cool. But anytime you start going down that street, once you start heading down La Brea, you don't know what the fuck you're about to get in. So it's about to get active. Let's just figure it out, you know? Nah, fuck that.
Man, now I was. Yeah, we went out. That was not the first time I went on a crazy mission like that. On like I went from the same area all the way through Inglewood. That was crazy, but I was trying to find a replacement.
That Inglewood. As soon as I'm at Astro Burger, I'm like, yep, it's going down. Or if let me get to Manchester real quick. Oh, fuck that shit, dude. Even when I started work, my first fucking day, I drove down there, did my little fucking day, and I was coming back, and I wasn't paying attention because people kept calling me, congratulating me and shit. And I was like, oh shit, I need gas. And I pulled off the fucking freeway and went to the gas station, first gas station I saw. Now, mind you, I'm in a fucking Yukon XL on some 26s, fucking in a fucking suit. I start pumping gas, and I start looking around like, huh. There's like, you can see little motherfuckers like peeking out from bushes and shit, like, and then the crowd just starts gathering. And I was talking to my homie, and I told him what street I was on, and I was like, oh shit. He was like, man, you do know the JD's is right across the street. I was like, oh shit. I'm about to get robbed. I was like, are you fucking serious? He's like, yeah, the Jordan Downs is right there. He's like, the projects are right fucking there, dude. Like, I'm like, yep. I got back in that car so quick, like there's about to be a shootout. I'm getting out of this motherfucker quick. You start seeing grown ass 38-year-old motherfuckers riding around on BMX bikes, you know there's a problem. These niggas look like they've been to jail 7 times, swole as shit, riding. They look like clowns on a little bicycle, but they doing that shit to go beat the shit out of you. They recruiting troops. I'm like, nope, get the fuck out of here. Nope. Fuck that. He talking about, yeah, I'm gonna hang out in the Pueblos 2 a.m, trying to get some. Yeah. The minute you start hearing funny little whistles, yeah, I'm out.
They said funny little whistles.
When you start, it's weird as shit. If you're in one of those spots and you're not supposed to be there, for some odd reason, it always gets like the night is like still, like it's a perfect night, like ain't no wind, nothing, and all of a sudden you start hearing, you like, fuck, wait a minute, okay, gotta go.
Wow. You know, I guess I just be going with God, man. Cause man, I like I mean, nothing happened to me, but also I wasn't paying attention. Like I never expected nothing. I was a little, you know what? I think I was a little fearless. I'll say just a little bit.
Well, from what I've gathered over the years from all the homies explaining it to me, if you go down there and you don't really look like a threat, for the most part, they'll let you breathe.
Mm-hmm.
But it depends how you looked back in the day. Cause me, I could never get a pass.
I was just a buff kid, just a little buff kid.
No. I can never get a pass. You probably got the homie talked to me the other day about the water parks. We were talking about like Raging Waters and Pharaoh's Lost Kingdom and shit like that. And I was like,
Mhm.
oh yeah. I said, I remember I never actually got to go in Pharaoh's Lost Kingdom because we walked up to the gate to pay, and they were like, no, you guys are gang members. They were like, look at how you guys are dressed. You can't come in here. And we got kicked out. So
Hell no.
had to go over to Scandinavia where they let the gangbangers in and shit. But nope,
He
we
said
could not.
he
What?
said what they let the gangbangers in.
Oh, they let anybody in who had money. Fuck it. But think about it though. They were kind of right. I've been banned from most parks around.
Why?
I told you again, my life, people say it could be a movie.
Eddie Murphy got a new movie coming out.
Yep.
Didn't he just do a movie? Or was that
No.
somebody else? Wasn't he in
No.
you? Who was in you people?
You people.
Yeah.
Uh shit, I
What?
don't know. I don't know.
Wasn't that Eddie Murphy?
I
The
don't
name
I don't I don't know. I'm not even sure if I watched You People.
uh,
Let's see. Now I gotta look. And I'm sitting here nodding off. It took away my whole off day on this shit, on something I didn't even plan on doing. What was the name of
Eddie
it?
You people. Eddie Murphy was in You People.
Okay, yeah.
Wasn't it Jonah Hill? Eddie Murphy and Jonah Hill? Uh
Oh yeah. I seen that.
Oh yeah. That was it.
yeah.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, it's got old girl. It's got Nunu from Nipsey girl and old boy from Super Bad.
Yeah. Isn't that Jonah Hill? Yeah,
Uh, yeah.
Hill and
You know what? That people don't. Well, I know they say it. That they say it, but I believe it because I know I'm like that. But people don't be remember actors no more. They remember their characters.
mm-hmm.
Like I know back in the day, old folks they knew the actor. Nowadays, we be like, oh yeah, that's Falcon. That's Iron Man. We like, we know motherfuckers by their name. That's what get me every time. Like I can do like I'm really good at like movie trivia and like TV show trivia and stuff, especially movies because I love movies. Like mostly older ones but because I've been kind of out the loop. But anyway, I'm really good at the trivia. But when it starts saying what actor is such and such, I'm like, oh, I lost.
Yep.
Soon as I gotta name any actor, it's a wrap. I'm not gonna know no actor's name except a handful. I know Nicolas Cage, Keanu Reeves, Jack Nicholson. I think that's about all I can think of on top of my head.
Wow.
Like Eddie Murphy. Well, most comedians I know because most comedians go by their name on their shows. So I'm probably a lot of comedians I don't know their name. At least the the ones with a lot of melanin in their skin. I don't know those.
You know what though? I feel the same way about you guys when you talk about sports.
Uh,
You be like, oh man, Alonzo Brown and Tyrone Jiggums, for the Dallas Mavericks. Nah, fuck that. They can't be guarded by Stavar fucking Dingleberry. Like, what? No, none of these motherfuckers. Was he number 39? Oh yeah, I think that's cool.
uh,
Y'all
I'm
know
like that. I'm like that too.
y'all know stats too. Like, yo, come on, man. Fucking Dingleberry fucking did 39 fucking points last game in 17 minutes with 7 assists. How the fuck do you know all that?
That's why I can't be. That's why I can't be into sports because of that. Because I get irritated. Because I'm not a guy. I'm not a guy's guy. Because I don't be knowing that shit.
Yeah,
I'll be like, man, screw y'all, man.
they
I
know
don't,
damn in it.
I'm like, I don't even know how. I was like, I can't. I don't know anything that good. So like, I don't know anything that well. Like it reminds me of my old coworker, and he used to talk about welding, and he talk about it like the back of his hand. I mean, like, man, I don't know anything that detailed. I mean,
But
not my
you,
profession,
you,
nothing.
you
Like
do know,
you are ridiculous. You're like an encyclopedia of fucking welding. Like,
but you do know stuff that well,
it, I
bro. You
don't, I, huh?
sit there and talk about Batman and all that shit. Motherfucker, you spent half of this fucking podcast talking about superheroes, quoting them and
It's
shit.
not. It's not on the. It's but I'm talking. It's a level. If you have people that can like name every issue and what happened in the issue and the first appearance of so and so, like you know what I mean? Like you got some crazy comic heads out there. That's like I don't know anything that. That's what I mean. Like that detail. I'm like. Maybe every now and then I might get lucky, but I don't know nothing that like how people be knowing stuff. Like that's why I don't get mad when people be like, "You don't know the Bible like this." I'm like, I don't know anything like that. And, I mean, I know the Bible, but I don't know it like the way you say it. And then the preacher used to say too. Another thing used to get me. Oh, you go to these concerts and stuff, and you go out here and you holler, and you see these celebrities. Though, in the back of my mind, I'm like, no, I don't.
I don't know
I
none
don't
of this.
holler. I don't holler in church or when I see a celebrity or
Uh,
go to a concert. Huh? What you say?
no, that's G.
What?
Uh,
She
What?
be like, "Oh my god, it's
Yeah.
great."
No, I'm the one dude probably who doesn't do that for sure.
That's funny. Hey, how would you feel if a girl you was messing with show you pictures and be like, "Yeah, I used to sleep with Lil Wayne." Would that be like a flex, or would it
Flex,
make you feel awkward?
it'd be a flex right out the door.
Yeah, pretty much. Glad you brought
Lil
that up.
Wayne got something, bro. I'm straight, and I don't want it.
He said, "Lil Wayne got something."
Look at
That's
that mother.
horrible. I'm about to make me a whole pot of coffee because I'm like, I want to play my game. I got to go to work tomorrow.
See, you know video games like that.
Oh God.
You definitely know video games like that. So there, boom. You know something.
But hey,
Mhm.
okay. So getting back to the little Wayne thing, did you hear about the situation with this basketball player named Joe Smith?
No.
All right. So basically, Joe Smith on online, he's an old NBA player. He found his wife his wife basically has an OnlyFans that he didn't know about it.
How?
I mean, I would show you the argument, but that's not the major point I want to show you. But
Uh,
my question is, if you were in that situation, you had a wife. What happens when you see your wife? Because you think Lil Wayne leave you for this situation.
With the milk, with the old woman, that's where you really learn.
Is that the fan?
I heard baby Alien was in here. Come here, little follow you.
Another surprise.
Hey, baby.
Watching your snap score go up, wondering if you miss me too.
Wow. Mommy can take care of that baby, baby.
Another surprise? Yeah,
You ready for this?
of course. Yo, another surprise. I can't believe it.
I didn't know that was his wife. I saw a clip of that and said something about he was losing his virginity.
Oh, no, yeah, there was a video before that of another girl that took his virginity in a porn because he did a porn. That's that NBA player's wife.
But that's like your husband, an NBA player. That's just dumb. You don't even have to do that shit. Like that's a perfect example of she's for the streets for real, because she got the money, she got the NBA player, and she still like, I want to try a midget on the side.
No,
She didn't hide it though.
No, that's what happens when you don't pay attention to who the fuck you fucking with. That's what happened. Messing around, making excuses. Oh, that shit don't matter. And wind up with that situation.
Fuck that. If that's the case, then explain Scottie Pippen's ex.
And what's she doing now?
Isn't he fucking like Michael Jordan's son or something?
Yeah, and basically the report, at least from what I read, and we actually talked about this on an earlier podcast. From what I read, basically Michael Jordan is pissed off about it. He's fucking heated.
No, he's not.
Rumor has it, yeah, he ain't happy about it at all.
No, who cares? Michael Jordan's son is piping up Scottie Pippen's ex-wife. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, and basically basically from what I read, Michael Jordan is pissed and Scottie Pippen is fucking laughing his eyes off.
Okay.
At least from what I read.
I mean, she got on fucking national TV and said Scottie was giving it to her 4 to 5 times a night, every night. So, yeah, he ain't got shit to be mad at.
Man. Well, I go with good what Rena says. You know, you knew she was for the street when you got her.
But are you really gonna care? So, gee, if you get a super fine ass chick and she's like everything, you don't know her past, you guys get married, you piping her down, she holding you down, everything great. 17 years later, she's like, all right, we need to split up. And then all of a sudden she start banging Key's son.
Oh, I wish he was here. Oh, I wish he was here. Oh, no, Keith. I just said Keith. My fault.
Yeah, I said Keys.
Okay, I just said Keith.
No.
Hell no. That nigga crazy.
You would be laughing and Keys would be like, I'm upset.
Oh my God. I probably wouldn't laugh. That's a sad truth. Number one, I'll be mad about the situation in the first place, but that shit was to happen. I'll probably just, because you guys said the fact that we're talking about this on here, and that shit was to go down. And then like number one, fuck all. Oh, everything's going to do, no, fuck that shit. I'll put like this in 17 years. Like let's say I got my girl now 17 years. She breaks over me and it starts messing with Shibidi's son. Oh man, yeah, I'll probably like wow.
You know
I wouldn't be
saying?
mad only because we talked about it on here. I'm like I can't be mad about it. Like I know he'd be pissed. So with that being said, I want to thank y'all for checking out another podcast. I want to thank James. I want to thank Keith, aka Shibidi, and I want to thank Keith for being on this podcast. We definitely appreciate it. On your way out, make sure to like and subscribe. Definitely support us, help us grow. Also, if you're over there on Rumble or any other platform, make sure to follow us. You know, make sure to check us out. Make sure to share. Check out our Clips channel, Fit the Description Podcast on YouTube. All additional links will be down below. Now that we're back on YouTube, oh, that's what I meant to say. Hey, James.
What?
All right, yeah. Man, I just want to say this. before we head out, man, you owe YouTube an apology.
Fuck you babbling on there.
You owe YouTube an apology.
YouTube.
Yes.
Why is that?
Because we're back on YouTube. They listened to us, and now we're back.
Low.
YouTube still. Gonna give a fuck.
No, you
I
don't
knew
mean that.
that was coming.
No, he doesn't mean that. He says he appreciates YouTube.
Yeah, you don't think I mean that? YouTube, come real close and come real close. Come on, man.
Low.
You. Hey, mama.
No, that's not what he said.
What I meant to say is I want to thank YouTube. I appreciate you letting us back on YouTube. I love YouTube. I was angry and I want to apologize. Sorry, YouTube. And of course, this is me. Not a robot. Not I'm a real person. Smile. I love you, YouTube. Low. This is my real voice. YouTube.
Which we all agree.
Shit. Funny shit is this is still not the longest this fucking shit has been recording. It's getting close though. Almost.
Are you serious? This is
Yeah.
not the longest time?
It's not the longest. He's right.
Are you serious?
Ed.
Are you crazy?
Yep. It happens. So once again, I want to thank y'all for checking out another podcast. I want to thank James. I want to thank Keith. I want to thank Keys, aka Shibidi, for being on this podcast. We definitely appreciate it. Make sure to check out the Clips channel, Fit the Description podcast here on YouTube. Also, make sure to check us out on Rumble and every other podcast platform. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to follow. Make sure to let people know about us. Other than that, there's not much else to say except we're back on YouTube. We're happy to be back. We're here to stay. We're here to grow. That's what we're going to try to do. And yeah, beyond that, we'll see you on. Oh, one more thing I want to say is that after this podcast, I think we got one or two more, so we're almost done. So with that being said, thank you for rocking with us. And yeah, we'll see you next week on the next episode. Have a good one.